Welcome back to another episode of Media Talks TV with your host, Tony J. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, click the like, share the videos, and hit the bell for more notifications because I got another video and plenty more videos coming up. This week we had a significant TV death. Well, the death of an icon by the name of Donahue. If you didn't grow up during that time, you probably, well, if you were born probably after 1990, you probably didn't know who Donahue was, you know. But when I was a young man, Donahue was one of those shadowing figures in daytime talk. In fact, Donahue was the man that created the television format for daytime talk television, and it became increasingly popular as the 80s and 90s went on. He set the standard. And, you know, after the popularity of Donahue, that followed with Oprah, Sally Jesse Raphael, Geraldo, and Morton Downey Jr., and Richard Bay, and Ricky Lake, and Montel Williams. It was so many heavy hitters that came out of that Donahue camp. It was like he made the footprint for daytime talk to exist, and also made a platform for women to speak their mind at a time when women and housewives didn't have a place to really talk about today's issues. And, after almost 45 years, talk daytime talk is kind of like it's really in the, you know, we had the View for the last 25 years, and we've had the talk, and those are the predominant TV shows where now women are leading daytime talk shows now. And that's all thanks to Donahue and Oprah as well for leading that pathway. But, daytime talk has kind of been on a decline for a while now, if you think about it. Um the last time I actually watched daytime talk was with Steve Wilkos and Jerry Springer. Not all of that, daytime talk isn't as serious as it used to be now. But of course, with the predominance of the View and the talk, people have used daytime talk as a platform to talk about political issues now. And that never used to be, but Donahue was the first one to do that, to get people talking in conversation. There used to be a time when daytime talk was just something that was strictly on public access television. And then when it started going national by around about the 80s, everything just started going national after that. But Donahue was first, and he certainly isn't the last. And if you've ever grown up in the 90s and you've seen an episode of Donahue, you know that Donahue is, one of the really the kings, you know. But definitely we don't have the type of controversy that we used to have because when it was guys like Morton Downey Jr. and Richard Bay and Jerry Springer and all those guys talking about serious issues, you know, people had a sense of humor, people came to a consensus, people were able to agree to disagree. It was a fun time period to be in to watch women around the television set listening to the likes of Donahue and Oprah and Montel Williams, and it was just like it was something out of the something that wasn't out of the norm. People had jobs back then. People had small TVs, would watch daytime talk. But what's so interesting, you know, is people are not able to have conversations anymore. And that's a sad thing. Back then we had that. Now we don't. You know, sad state of affairs where the decline has actually happened with daytime talk. Nobody takes it seriously. That was what's so great about that golden age. I mean, there were three people, especially elderly. When you go to retirement homes, it just seemed like everybody was watching daytime talk or watching soap operas. And, you know, I just feel like, nobody will ever get that feeling again when they're a child and they want to watch cartoons, but your grandparents or your parents they want to watch Donahue or they want to watch Montel or Victor Newman from Young and the Restless. And if you've ever been around that time period, when daytime talk came on, you couldn't watch anything not unless you had a separate TV in the next room. That's what was so crazy about that time period. Daytime talk was something to tune into. You call in, people would talk. Like the Donahue created these formats for people to call in and talk to the audience, talk to the guests. Like it was just interesting the way that it was, and it just he just made that format. You know, he gave a platform to women when there wasn't any. I'd say rest in peace, Donahue. Your legacy will not be forgotten because he had a very, very big legacy. Very big legacy. 45 years, 45-year legacy. And that's what people don't understand. Out of that tree, that tree branch, Oprah, Geraldo, Morton Downey Jr., uh, Richard Bay, all of them came out of that. It's just a golden age of talk, talk radio, trash TV, something that we'll never be able to get ever again. This is another episode of Media Talks TV with your host, Tony J. Make sure you click the like and share this video. Let's keep growing. I'm Tony J. I'm out. Peace.